back, everybody, to Miami Marlins franchise. This will be episode 3 of the series. Last episode, we simmed through spring training, made the final decisions on the back end of our rotation. Spencer Arrighetti and Christian Javier ended up getting those last 2 spots, with Vladimir Asuncion starting in AAA. And then we played through opening day. Opening day was a wild ride. If you did not watch the last episode, I highly suggest you go watch that. It had action all the way up until the final out. We ended up getting the win, as you can see right here. Today's episode is definitely going to be interesting. We're going to do a lot of simming. We're going to sim all the way through the month of April. We're going to get some gameplay in whenever it seems fitting to jump in. We'll do the custom game entries. We're not going to be doing any full gameplay, but we will be simming through the month of April, seeing where we stand at that, who's hot, who's not, who's struggling, who's potentially, hopefully, bouncing back. Last note on the opening day game, Sawinski, he's definitely vying for more playing time over Thomas in center field. Maybe even a platoon heavy role. Or actually, before we start anything, we're going to go look at that, because I know Lane Thomas is good against lefties. Sawinski is good against righties. So I think we're going to go ahead and make that switch. I think we're going to go Sawinski over Thomas with right-handers pitching. So we're going to have to break up this lefty pocket a little bit. So we're going to move Campbell up to the 5th spot, Sawinski down to the 6th. And against lefties, this is how we're going to look. Thomas in at center field in the 5th spot, Campbell back at the 6th. So we're going to go ahead and made that change right then and there. We did off screen hire some new scouts, because we are definitely going to need some really good scouts so that we know that we're picking the people that we need to pick in the draft. We got Carmen Sato and Ruben Cox in. Eddie Pease, definitely, he made it through from the last regime. So these are our 3 scouts. We are going to get into scouting either in this episode or in the next episode, kind of sending them on assignments and stuff like that. But without further ado, let's get into simming some. We're definitely going to sim through this Pittsburgh Pirates series. Hopefully we can get, and right then and there, Grandal sustained an injury. But he's only going to be out a day or 2, so we're going to go ahead and keep him active. Bailey will probably get some starts while he's inactive. We're going to go ahead and let, they're going to auto do that. Grandal is back to being healthy. So we ended up taking the opening series of the season 2-1. Pittsburgh, we won the second game 9-1, lost 0-6 in the third game. So now we're into April. So we're gonna finish off this Pittsburgh series, and then we got some homestands, another homestand, and then we're on the way for 2 series. So let's go ahead and see how it is. I'm interested to see, we're not gonna start playing right now. I'm interested to see so we ended up splitting the Pirate series, but I'm interested to see if Max Fried can bounce back in his second start. Alright, so we're going to wait a little bit to jump in. We ended up winning this game 9-8. So if I believe correctly, Max Fried ended up getting this loss. He did not have a good start again, so he's starting off really poor to start the season. Carlos Rodon's not bad, so we'll keep an eye on that. So we dropped the second series to the Mets 2-1. So we are starting off the season 3-4. Let's go ahead and sim through this this away series. Hopefully we can get some wins and get some series wins here. So right now we can look at the scouting. So right now we are weak in center field, catcher, third, and second. We're pretty strong at starting pitcher, pretty strong at relief pitcher. So we're going to go ahead and scout positional needs. Can never get too much pitching. I would love a catcher. Second and third, they're just young. We can do center field and short. So we can do shortstop, catcher, and center field. That's what I think we're gonna do with our positional needs. So for Carmen Sato, she's good at discovering pitchers. So let's go ahead and discover some new pitchers. Scout prospect. Let's see. We got some pitchers. And international, central, east, central, international. So right now I think we're going to discover some new prospects for pitchers in the central. We'll start that off right there. Ruben Cox is good at position players and discovery. So let's look and see for our catchers. We got Central, International, Central, East, Central. So it looks like Central is a strong catcher. So we're going to get in the catcher. We're going to get in the Central as well. And then for Eddie Pease, he is a good position player as well. Let's see who is strong in center field. Central, East, West, Central. So it's looking like East and Central. Let's go ahead and start Central all the way across right now. We're going to get some outfielders in the Central, and that's how we're going to start our scouting. I think it goes for about a week. So a big idea that I've actually been thinking about is Grandal did not impress me at all in that first game that we played.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I know Patrick Bailey's not a great hitter, but with Patrick Bailey being 25 years old, I think it would be worth getting him some run in above Grandal, because Grandal obviously is 36. Patrick Bailey is the better catcher. So I think we're going to make that move right now and see how that goes. So we can get Patrick Bailey some run. He's a switch hitter, so it doesn't really change much. We just get a better glove behind the plate. So let's go back. Let's sim through the rest of this. So Ryan Murphy had a shoulder tear. So we're going to set all this stuff up. We're not really going to do anything unless it's the major leagues. So right now we got 0-0 bases loaded jam. I want to wait until the end of the month to jump into some games, so hopefully Blake Trinan can get through that, and he did not. We lost 4-1. So this this away road trip is not looking too great. Luke Little on the mound. Can he secure it? He can secure the save, so that's huge for us. Blake Trinan back in a similar situation, and this time he gets out of it. So we finished that road trip 3-2, which brings us above 500. So now we're back at home for two series. We're gonna go ahead and probably sim this series, and then maybe look to jump in against the Phillies, since they're 9-3, the Reds, and Seattle. So we got some pretty solid competition coming up here at the end of the month. We're gonna look to jump into those games a little bit more. Luke Little again gets the save. He is just absolutely dynamic. What can I say? So we started out 2-0 against the Nationals. Can we complete the sweep here at home? We cannot. We win that series 2-1. We are kind of on a little bit of a hot streak right now. Let's see if we can keep it going against the Diamondbacks. We lose game 1 against the Diamondbacks. We win game 2, we lose game 3. So we drop that series, and we're going up against 10-9 Philadelphia and then 9-10 Cincinnati. And then to end the month of April, we're going against Seattle, and we're going against the Dodgers. So let's go ahead and see if we can get back on that hot streak after dropping a series to the Diamondbacks. So we ended up winning the series against Philadelphia. No jump-in opportunities, as the games weren't particularly close. We blew them out the first 2, and then we got blown out in the second. So let's see if there are some opportunities to jump into the Cincinnati series. Would love to jump in maybe to Shane McClanahan, but I know we jump in later. I want to see what he's got, and he pitches a gem. So the Royals trade for Matt Strahm. They are pulling the trigger early. They want to get their bullpen locked up. So Shane McClanahan looks like he pitched an absolute gem here. Let's go ahead and deep dive into this one. He ended up pitching 8 innings, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts of shutout ball. That was crazy. That is an absolute ace of an outing right there. We ended up winning this series against Cincinnati. We won 2-1, and that brings us to a 14-11 record. So now we are on to Seattle, and Seattle is really good so far. They're 16-9 to start the year. Let's see what we can do in game 1. Evan Phillips broke his nail. That is all right. So he'll be out for a game or two. We're gonna go ahead and keep him active. We ended up winning the first game 11-5. Let's see how Max Fried ended his month. He went 8 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. At least he's had some pretty solid outings here after the first in this season. They're not really giving us many jump-in opportunities here. Seattle, let's see if we can jump in. So we will be jumping into this game. We are going to try to secure another win here against a really, really solid team. So we're jumping into a bottom of the 8th situation. We are up 1. Bennett Sosa on the mound. No outs. Person on first base. Let's see if we can secure this win. We did pitch well with Sosa in the last episode. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. If we do recall, Sosa loves his slider. And he drops it in for strike 1. So let's go ahead and try to pound that zone. Ian Happ swings at the second pitch. Pop up to the catcher, secured by Grandal. That is out number 1 on the bottom of the 8th. Nolan Arenado in a Mariners jersey. That is very interesting. That is another thing that I'm very excited about for this season, is seeing all these players and all these new jerseys that you're never really ever going to see them in real life. But Nolan Arenado doesn't look too bad in a Mariners jersey. He needs to get out of St. Louis for sure. He's wasting away the end of his career there. Let's see. Sosa up 1-2 quickly on Arenado, trying to get the first 2 outs of this inning to get us out of the situation. He grooves in a slider. Sawinski throwing to third. Can we get the out? Shaw does not get the dive in. Sawinski's throw is off the mark. Arenado moves the runner over from first to third. And now we are looking at a first and third situation. 1 out with Tommy Troy coming up. Can we get a ground ball here to secure that double play and keep the lead at 1? Let's see how this at bat ends up. Sosa up 0-2 quickly on Tommy Troy. 2 foul balls. Sosa up and in. He gets the third strike. Strike 3 on Tommy Troy. That is 2 outs. Bennett Sosa looking solid again. Can he secure the third out here? We will see. Jorge Mateo steps in. We know that he has speed. And Sosa pumping it in at 97. Out and up. Clips the strike zone. Grandal asking for the 2-seamer out. Mateo gearing up for that 97, 98 fastball again, and he was way ahead of it. Grandal calling for the fastball. Can Sosa pump it past? He goes high. Mateo fights it off to stay alive. Now we got the slider. Can we bend it at the knees? Just low, just low. Sosa wants the up. Mateo fights it off again. Great at bat from Mateo right here. Definitely keeping the suspense alive. But Sosa definitely just wants to get this fastball, and he does. Mateo strikes out swinging. Sosa gets out of the inning. Absolutely massive situation for Sosa to get out there. Contains the 1-run lead. They're out hitting us, but they are not outscoring us. Since we didn't really get to jump in too much this episode, we are going to go ahead and finish this game out with Jack Sawinski coming up to the plate. And since we're doing a platoon thing, I think it would be best to get Lane Thomas in to hit against this lefty. I think this could be the correct choice, but only time will tell. Ball number 1 low. Can Lane Thomas come off the bench and provide a spark? He cannot. 97 up and in. He gets jammed. Lazy fly ball to second base. That is out number 1. In episode 1, the pinch hitting situations were dynamic. Did not come through on this one. Matt Shaw up to the plate right now. He's hitting 250 to start the year. He's 1-3 today. Swings through that circle change. Was definitely early on it. Matt Shaw hooks it down the left. Third base line, Arenado jump throw, ends up getting the shot first. That is classic Arenado. One of the best, if not the best, third baseman of recent memory, to be honest. Machado was looking like it, but he definitely kind of fell off after he left Baltimore. Bichette comes up, trying to extend the inning. Bichette looking at two for 3 outings so far today. Looking rather great. He's hitting 333 on the year. Bichette, ground ball to short. Lazy ground ball. Easy play for Bobby Witt. Ends up getting out number 3. Marlins go down 1-2-3. Mariners coming up in the 9th. Trying to win it, but they have to go up against 6'7", 6'8" Luke Little. So far, he is perfect on the year. 6 for 6, 2 ERA. Nobody's hitting above 170 on him. He's striking out 22% of the batters he faces. Just looking just as advertised. We were super excited about him. And right now, Whit Merrifield trying to get on base any way he can. Tries to drop down a bunt, but it goes foul down the third base line. And then he slices one into right field. Leadoff hitter on. Tying run on. Let's see if Luke Little can get out of this jam. Can he stop this comeback in its tracks that they are starting? Mason Wynn, young up-and-coming shortstop. Up to the plate. What can he do? Luke Little looking to get a splitter past him, and he does. Now we're gonna see if we can get that sweeper on his back foot. We ended up getting in a good spot, but he's able to foul it away. But like we were saying, the fastball plays, and Luke Little's got a lively fastball, blows it past Mason Wynn. Not the fastest he's ever thrown at 96, but it got the job done. Luke Little with the strikeout of Mason Wynn, absolutely blowing it past him for out number 1 of the 9th inning. Let's see if Luke Little can keep it going and get this save. He's just darting fastballs past these guys. They cannot. Mason, Whit Merrifield trying to get the steal, and he's in there at second base. But we got the second strike here on Jackson Merrill. So hopefully we can get this third strike right here, and that stolen base does not mean anything. Jackson Merrill hits it to left. Alvarez tracks it down, and no runner. So we have 2 outs, person on second. Luke Little trying to save this game and get us out of here with another win against the first place Seattle Mariners. Sweeper misses just inside. Can we get a choppy ground ball to end this? Luke Little misses with the splitter up and out. Can we come back, or are we just gonna... There we go. Fastball misses the location, but Sean Murphy underneath it. Fly ball to Campbell, and that is the game. Luke Little comes in, saves it yet again. He is now 7 for 7 on the year. Not much more you can ask for. He now has a sub-2 ERA. Absolutely fantastic start of the season for Luke Little. Shane McClanahan again gets the win. 6 hits, 2 runs, only got 1 strikeout, pitched 6 innings. Grandal went 1 for 3 with a home run. Everyone's chipping in a little bit. Alvarez with a home run, Bichette 2 for 4, Campbell 1 for 3. Let's see if we can end this month on a really hot note. We swept Seattle, which is absolutely amazing. And now we got Arrighetti, Javier, and Fried to end the month against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's go ahead and see. Spencer Arrighetti gets the loss here. We end up dropping game 1 to the Dodgers. We end up winning game 2, 6-3. Javier gets the win. He has started absolutely phenomenal. 5-0, .74 ERA. I know in the breakdown we talked about him being trade fodder, but I mean, for $12 million a year to get that kind of production, I don't know how you say no to that.
Shut up and take my money.
So right now, this is the last game of the month. And I think what we're going to do for here is, for Max Fried, I think we're going to do a player lock game. I know that he's not like an up-and-coming star, but we did get hit around really bad with Max Fried in the first game of this franchise. Right now, let's see if we can get another solid game in and see if we can have his month of April end on a hot note. Marlins, Dodgers, game 3. Series on the line. We are going against Tyler McGill. Right now, he's at a 6.3 ERA. He's 2-4. Definitely hittable, definitely gettable. Let's see what we can do. 3 ground outs to start the game. Not a great start, but let's see what we can do with Max Fried. They got Bobby Witt in the leadoff position, playing shortstop. The Dodgers always have good teams. Bobby Witt starting the season hitting .320, having a fantastic month of April. Max Fried, Bobby Witt. And Max Fried gets the first inning victory against Bobby Witt. Gets the backwards K, 3 strikes, sit him down. Fastballs. Gleyber Torres grooves it into the left center gap. Left fastball over too much of the plate. Sawinski gets it in. Gleyber Torres with a double on the bottom of the first. Did not waste any time for the... Alex Bregman. That is a solid top 4. Willie Contreras into left field. Jordan gets it, throws it in. Runner stops at third base. So right now we got a lot of traffic here in the first inning. Looked like he was ready for the fastball at all, but Alex Bregman loops it into left field, drops it on the line. Another horrific first inning start for Max Fried. That is 2-run double for Alex Bregman. Ke'Bryan Hayes. Ke'Bryan Hayes looking to tee off, and he does. That is a 2-run home run for Ke'Bryan Hayes. Walker Jenkins up to the plate, and he smacks it into center field as well. That is a 1-out single, first pitch for Walker Jenkins.
Please, don't do anything, please.
See if we can drop in the sweeper, and we do. That is out number 2, but it took 35 pitches to get it in the first inning. They have Max Kepler in the 8th spot. Let's see if we can get him a quick fly ball, and we do. So with all that, the Dodgers pick up 4 in the first inning. Max Fried again roughed up with me behind the controls. That is not a great start to the franchise. Let's see if we can get. We got 1 run back. Shaw looked like he got the single. Let's see if we can keep our team in it. They are. Locate this one better and get it past him again. He can't locate it, but it's end up being a lazy fly ball into right field. Out number 1 comes quick on 4 pitches. There's 1 for 7 against Max Fried, and he gets a fly ball deep in the left center gap. Yordan Alvarez able to run it down, looking like an absolute athlete out there. That is 2 outs, nobody on for Max Fried in the second. Let's see if he can get Gleyber Torres and get back into the dugout. Will it be a walk? It is a walk. All right, so we got like he did in the first, but he got Contreras to ground out to third. Shaw goes to second, the short throw, and that is out number 3. Inning number 2 comes and goes, no more runs scored. We're able to chase, and it is a fly ball to the first baseman, foul territory. Casas controls it for out number 1. That is a big out to start the 3rd inning. Max Fried gets Ke'Bryan Hayes a fly out to left field. 2 quick outs here in the 3rd. Also had that hard hit single up the middle. He hits it to shortstop. Bichette gets it, makes a great running throw, and that is a 1-2-3 bottom of the 3rd. Going into the 4th, can the Miami Marlins score some runs and keep us in this game? Ground out, fly out, strikeout. Without a whimper, the Miami Marlins go down. And Max series cap, look at that. It's a rubber match, and we are not looking great right now. Series tied 1-1, down 4-1 right now. Max Fried back out with his 4th inning of work. That's the sweeper for the 3-pitch strikeout. He drops it in again for another strikeout. Fried started pretty bad in the first inning, but has dialed it in for the 2nd, 3rd, and so far the 4th right now. Can he continue it? Game to lefties, so let's go ahead and go back to that well. Sweeper on the outside corner. Kepler hooks it to right field. Fly ball. Cowser brings it in for out number 2. We can. Pache swings through it. That is out number 3 in the 4th. Can the Miami Marlins, can this be the inning that they get something going? And another without a whimper, top of the 5th. No runners on base. We got the Dodgers top of the lineup. 1, 2, 3 coming up again for the 3rd time through. Looking for a 1-2 count here. Can Max Fried attain it? And Bobby Witt gets it, flies it into right field, but it's the lazy fly ball. Cowser underneath it for out number 1. Max Fried starts the 5th again with nobody on in the leadoff position. Pretty solid. And 4 for 8. He gets a circle change over the middle of the plate. He shoots it into left field for a single. Torres continuing to be the thorn in the side of Max Fried, and that will be it for Max Fried. He gets through 4 1/3 innings, I believe. And they bringing in Evan Phillips. And we do not get to enter the game again. Dodgers end up winning the rubber match of this series. Let's see what it ended up being. Did it end up being 4-1? Was Max Fried the one? So it ended up being 4-7. Max Fried ended up getting the loss. He went 4 1/3, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 earned runs. Just didn't have it today. That first inning continues to be a nuisance for Max Fried whenever I am in control of him. Could be me, could be Max Fried. We will have to see how that continues later on in this series. So we don't end the month on a series win, but we do end the month 5 games above 500. So overall, I think it's pretty good. We ended month number 1 tied for first with the Mets. Let's take a look at who is hot right now. Sawinski hitting pretty good. He's got 3 bombs, hitting 255. Bichette hitting 333. He's got 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 3 stolen bases. Jordan slow out the gate, 212. He's got 4 bombs. Colton Cowser, 8 home runs, 291, just absolutely phenomenal. Colton Cowser is killing it this season so far. Tristan Casas hitting 168, but he has the flame on him recently. I'm not really sure why, but he's having a slow start to the season as well. He has 3 bombs, so the power's there a little bit. Matt Shaw hitting 255 with 2 home runs. Pretty solid start to his career. Josh Bell, 228, 2 home runs. We might look to see what we can do at the DH spot. Christian Campbell, 258, 5 home runs. Definitely a solid start, just like Matt Shaw, to his career. Patrick Bailey, 279, 1 bomb, 7 RBIs, has a stolen base. I think this month has proven that Patrick Bailey deserves to have the starting spot over Yasmani Grandal. That's pretty apparent. Lane Thomas, 235, 2 bombs. The center field is going to have to be a platoon situation because neither of them are really running away with it. Sawinski's definitely having the better season so far. So, we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe we'll have to look to see what we can do for that. So let's go ahead and look at this. Christian Javier, absolute dynamic start to the season. 5-0 record in the month of April. Look at that. He's a sub-1 ERA at .74. Carlos Rodon, he's 3-3, 2.52 ERA. McClanahan, 3-2, 3.82. Max Fried, 2-4, 5.73. But the 2 blow-up starts that I controlled, I'll chalk that up to me. Maybe I'm not pitching with him correctly. I'm leaving his curveballs over the middle of the plate. Maybe I need to throw that sinker a little bit more. We'll definitely tinker with it and see what we can do there. Spencer Arrighetti, not a good start to the season. He's 1-3. He's got a 3.94 ERA, so it's not terrible. Evan Phillips, solid out of the pen, 3.15. Luke Little, I mean, what more can you ask of him? He's got 8 saves. Is he 8 for 8? I believe. Yeah, he's 8 for 8. He 1.64 ERA. Sosa pitched well for us, but in the sim situations, he's given up a good number of runs. He's got a 6.63 ERA. So we'll go ahead and look. Trinan and Matsui, both solid 2.57s. Tim Hill kind of getting hit around here. Victor Gonzalez, pretty solid. And Tinoco, like I said, love him out of the pen. He has a sub-1 ERA as well. So let's look and see, to end the episode, let's look and see how Vladimir is doing. He's not doing very well in AAA either. Chase Silseth is doing pretty solid. But, so we're going to give Spencer Arrighetti a long leash here. Nobody's really breathing down his neck here in AAA. So, we're definitely going to see what he's got. Christian Javier, hopefully he can keep it going. I don't expect a sub-1, but definitely can keep it going and continue to be a staple as well. But, 18-13, 3.5 up on the Phillies. Tied with the Mets. Should have a pretty solid lead in the wild card. Yeah, we are 1 game up in the wild card on the Cardinals. I'm not really sure why the wild card has me as the Marlins and the Mets. I guess because we're both tied, so we're both kind of in the wild card and the lead. So that'll do it for episode number 3. We went through the first month of the season, had a pretty solid season. Had some injuries, no big injuries so far. Had some people, had good months, had bad months. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Next episode, we will look to get in a little bit more gameplay. We'll probably look to play more of those situations so that we don't do player locks and stuff like all that. But I'll see y'all on the next one. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and peace out.